There's actually several options for filing a complaint at any time. If you're in the middle of a contact with the police officer, you can always ask for a sergeant to come to the scene and make a complaint that way. If the contact with the police officer has already occurred and you're now past that, you can either go into San Diego Police Department, any police station, and make a complaint. An officer will take a complaint from you there. You can also call the Citizens Review Board directly and make a complaint with our executive director over the phone, or you can send it in by mail. So we have several different ways a citizen could make a complaint. We receive basically the investigation done by Internal Affairs and anything that they've looked at during that investigation. So that can include audio and video recordings of their interviews with the complainant, any witnesses, the officers, witness officers, subject officers. It can include medical reports, arrest reports. It can include the intake forms if someone was taken to jail. It can include video sometimes from the citizens or bystanders. Pretty much anything that Internal Affairs has access to in the course of the investigation, we also have access to. And if during the course of our own investigation we feel that there's something missing, maybe a question wasn't asked, or we want to know if there was video on a particular storefront near the incident, we can ask the Internal Affairs Department to go back and get that information, and they will. They always have been very compliant with that. The volunteers of the Citizens Review Board, we are not professional investigators. We have not been trained to do investigations, and that's not our role. Our role is simply oversight. So in the course of reviewing the investigation, if we find that there's something wrong, we can absolutely ask for it, but we under no circumstances talk to witnesses, complainants, subject officers. We're encouraged not to visit the site of the crime or the complaint, and really to just stay very objective and just look at all of the information. It really depends on the case and the number of allegations against the officer. Any given case can have one allegation against the officer up to 9, 10, 11. I mean, it depends. And when we're reviewing cases, as I indicated earlier, we really only review Category 1 complaints. However, if there's a Category 1 complaint that comes with some Category 2 complaints, which are courtesy and service or procedure, we also will review those if they're in conjunction with. So when we get a case, it's literally just a written report from an Internal Affairs investigator. That's how it starts out. It can be anywhere from 10 to 130 pages. You review that. That's the internal investigator's synopsis of the case. From there, you go and you listen to every single interview that was done. You listen to the complainant's interview, you listen to the witnesses' interviews, you listen to the officers' interviews. You really do need to listen to them because the Internal Affairs investigator provides a summary. It's not all of the information. And when you listen to a complaint, you really get to hear the tone of someone's voice, inflection. You can tell when they're really upset about something or when something's not as important to them. So listening to those is very important. Looking at all the photos, any video evidence, and all of the other things that come with a case, medical records, jail intake forms, property, evidence. So it depends on the case, but it can be anywhere from 10 hours to 30 hours that an individual team will spend on reviewing the case. Most cases you're going to review for probably about 5 to 7 hours before you even start to prepare your summary for the board. And then when you're preparing your summary, you're obviously going back and forth with all the information, trying to come to a conclusion that you're comfortable with in presenting to the board. So it is really a very thorough process.